know, when it comes to the bottom bagel, you're the top.
Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits.
Who?
Motorcycles and Misfits.
Who?
Oh,
No, you're supposed to say where. Coming to you from the Recycle Garage.
Where?
In sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Why?
That's a very fair question.
Because we
What?
can.
I've been questioning that myself.
Same reason.
What?
Same reason your cat licks herself down there, because
it's instinct.
All right.
Oh, my word. Hey, everyone. This is Liza. Hey, and we're back again. I know I'm doing a lot of traveling, so I've been putting some retro episodes up. But, Neal, you enjoyed that last one, didn't you?
I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed hearing his story and how he's continued, how Darren has continued.
Darren Katie's, yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
BMW.
He's continued to stay involved in motorcycling and as a career, as an enthusiast, and I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, he's done some cool stuff since then. He got to walk with an exoskeleton.
Oh, when did that happen?
I saw it on his social media. It was a couple of years ago, I think.
Very cool.
But joining me in the studio is the ever so lovely Miss Emma.
Hello, darling. Hello. No, my mum always thought me as lovely. So, thank you.
By the way, your brother keeps coming up as a friend suggestion to me on Facebook.
Look,
and I just keep
don't
thinking,
have anything to do with that man.
I don't know if I want to do the whole cross streams thing.
No, don't have anything to do with that man. And I shall tell you what, he's a drummer. He's a professional drummer. And you should never befriend anybody who's a professional musician, because they will break your heart.
Okay.
They will promise you everything and give you nothing.
Funny you said that, because of the heartbreaker in the room. It's Neal.
Hey there, moto people.
Is that heartbreaker or fartbreaker?
Well, there's that.
Bit of both.
All of the above.
I am told whoever smelt it dealt it.
Well, you have to stealth it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. And then joining us from his lovely garage in Velveeta, Oregon, it's Bagel.
Hey, coming to you now with 100% more dimples.
You are looking very ginger today.
Oh, thank you.
You'd be so happy. Emma sent a young man up to the garage, Steven.
Steve!
Who came, he was heading out to go look at scooters to buy, and he asked me my advice. And your advice, because he wanted something in the 250 to 400 range. And your, I think, advice was just look at Vespas, which is
Vespa.
solid.
GTS 300 can't go
Of
wrong.
course, I'm like, have you ever seen a Benelli dong?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Have you ever heard of an Italian
Yeah,
dragster? Let me show you have you seen the Amigo scooters? And then I said, no, you should probably listen to Emma, and sent him off to go look at a Vespa.
Shall I tell you what that is the equivalent of? Some very, very nice, clean-cut young man wearing, like a bow tie and a little sports jacket, saying, I'm off to the next Christian Mingle meeting. And you say, oh, no, let's go and watch burlesque right now. That's exactly the same thing, Liza.
Hey. Always on time. Joining us, it's Naked Jim.
Hey, word to your moms, I've come to drop bombs. I got more rhymes than the Bible's got
Speaking of
songs.
bomb dropping, I put a gift for you behind you.
Oh, why you were pointing at Neal? I was concerned.
No. Oh.
¿Qué es eso?
We had a gift.
Agua caliente yo quiero.
Gift from a lovely gentleman at the garage
We
today.
had 2 gifts from Dave.
Yeah.
And gift number 1 was some delightful chipotle and habanero salsa.
Yes.
Which was delicious and quite spicy.
Yeah, a little tomatoey. It was lovely.
Yeah. And gift number 2, which Jim is imbibing on right now, is some 120 proof moonshine.
Yes, well, not yet, but it was earlier, and it was lovely.
Hot apple pie moonshine.
Yeah, it tastes like hot apple pie.
Oh, boy.
The cinnamon's the kicker. And it is
Yeah.
homemade and race worthy. So
I know.
thumbs
Hi,
up.
Jeff.
I'm going to be honest. I was offering it to the kids at the garage today. I'm like, I'm not asking how old you are. Just take a hit of this,
Oh no.
just to see the look on their face.
Yeah, well,
Fine.
give it to them free the first time. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of which, wow,
Bagel.
busy day today.
It was, wasn't it?
I was tits deep in people needing help, and then you finally sidled up. I'm like, thank God.
I have never heard you use that term about yourself.
It was
You
up
read
to
my
here. It
mind. I
up to
was
here.
stunned. I'm like, that was quite a day at the garage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you are tits deep at the garage, that means you are tits
Not-
deep, as it were.
It means she's not
that's
as
a
she
long
young.
way up.
Yeah, not as young as she used to be.
No, we had a lot of people coming in doing projects, just some basic stuff like, chain adjustment and tightening up things and fixing things. And most of them knew what they're doing and I could let them loose. There was one gentleman, though, who usually comes here on his shadow, but he brought a old, 19...
Trail 90. So
70, I think, 1970.
Yes,
Trail
a
90.
69 or a 70.
Yeah.
And a blank stare. And just a blank stare.
He was horrified. And I would be horrified by that charging system as well. But we got there in the end. I mean, it's the same old story, and Bagel will know this very well.
Yep.
Your battery is toast. Well, how can it be toast? It's only 2 years old. Because it's a 6-volt battery that's the size of a packet of cigarettes.
And the thing is,
And
what's
something-
interesting is I went and got the multimeter because he was saying he was having electrical problems. I said, we're not going to do anything until we start from the ground zero
Right.
and confirm the battery's good. So I got the multimeter and it said 6.3 volts. So I'm like, we
Hey,
should be good.
Right. But here's the kicker. The only way to truly test a battery is to load test it.
Load test.
And you can have a battery that promises you everything, but when you load test it, it crumbles.
Oh, wait. Is that why you had the jumper cables connected to your nipples and to the
That's
battery?
right. I was load testing it.
She's about to drop a load. She's going to hook up a battery.
It's amazing. Have you
What?
seen it? She hooks it up to the battery, hooks her nipples, and then her teeth start to do this chatter.
I do have video of the both of you in electric chairs in Las Vegas.
Oh,
If you
that's
recall.
right, you do.
Yes.
By the way, talking of teeth, and I was no, I mean
It's a good segue.
I just got my new titanium teeth. I am now RoboJaw.
You are.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
and it's kind of Bagel. It's You're
now a Bond villain.
Yeah.
well,
You need to protect yourself. Don't travel to Romania.
Yes, it's So whenever I get dental work, I always try and get specified gold, but I've had to have extensive reconstruction. And I said, well, you can't have gold, you can have porcelain. I said, no, I don't want porcelain in my mouth. So I said, okay, well, titanium's it, I suppose. So I end up with these chompers.
Wow.
They look like they belong in a robot. I mean,
Oh wow.
yeah,
I think they're well done.
and there's quite a lot of them.
Remember in T2 when he fell into the vat of the molten
That's
metal
what
and
the
was just
right side of
Continue
my
to flatter.
mouth
Yeah.
gets like,
Flatter. Well, that way, when you pass away, there's money to bury you.
yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
But what was interesting about that CT90,
Yes.
and he started out saying that his turn signals weren't flashing. So then we start troubleshooting the battery, send him out to get a battery. We got to charge it. We got to do all this stuff. Puts the new battery in. It's still doing the same thing. 2 blown bulbs.
And I shall
That's
tell
what it
you,
was. Oh.
Yeah.
and I shall tell you why it did that. Those early CT90s have a very unsophisticated charging system, and there's no real voltage regulator. None. The battery itself is the voltage regulator. It's
Right.
part of the charging system. So when you have a bad battery, or indeed the battery becomes disconnected, you get far too much voltage going into the system. There's no current behind it because it's going really nowhere, but the voltage spikes and it'll take out things like turn signal bulbs. I doubt whether it'd take out a coil. It really hasn't got the current for that, but it could certainly take out neutral light bulb, headlight bulb, stuff like that. So
It needs a Zener diode.
If you've got, it needs a lot more than a bloody Zener diode. If you've got an old 6-volt Honda, just always keep a decent battery in it.
Yeah.
Because that way you can save yourself a fortune.
Spend the $40, get a battery tender, and keep it from sulfating.
Well, and the other thing he had been complaining about, it wasn't idling right, and it kept just stalling on him. So Emma gets into the carburetor. So it turns out the air mixture screw he thought was the idle adjust. So he starts turning that thing every which way.
And of course, it was turned fully in, so it wasn't getting any air. And it sounded, it was struggling to idle. And it was very chunky, it was kind of 8-stroking at idle. And I thought,
He rode that thing here.
I thought, that's too fat. So we backed it off. And as soon as I got to about a turn and a half, the revs just went, wow. So it was,
There's few things I love more than Emma talking about carburetors.
Oh, yeah.
Do you diddle it? A little bit of diddling?
Little bit of diddle.
Mm.
Well, and the funny thing, too, is I was sitting in the garage this morning early, just kind of looking around, and I saw hanging up over in a corner the carb sink, the old-fashioned carb sink that's these 4 gauges and the hoses. I'm like, we never use that stuff anymore.
We used it today.
She used it today. Pulled it out and used it.
Which bike? Doug would use it sometimes. He would be doing that kind of shit. What was today, though?
On an old Ninja 250. Perfect.
Good compression?
Yes.
What's the compression on a Ninja 250?
Oh, it's quite high. I mean,
It's
it's
180?
Yeah, 170, 180.
Yeah, okay.
So 11 to 1 or so.
There's a lot of things you can do with vacuum gauges that don't actually involve just syncing your carburetors. You can actually tell the health of an engine a lot by what the vacuum gauge is doing.
Really? Like as you work it through the rev range?
Oh, yeah.
So you can see what it does?
How much vacuum it's actually pulling and how much oscillation you get at idle. And it tells you a lot. And it was actually quite a healthy engine. So, yeah.
Tra-la-la.
Tra-la-la.
Yeah, so that was cool. I have a funny story. So last night, none of us were here, including myself, but there were many people here at the garage for the naked ride. Which, now, Bagel, you haven't heard this story. You'll get a laugh out of it. So
I think I did hear about it.
Maybe, yeah. So the naked ride, for those who don't know, it's hosted by the Vampires. It just takes place here at the garage. Everyone shows up. They strip down to just boots and helmets and set off on a ride, which is not illegal here in Santa Cruz.
As long as you're not lewd or lascivious.
Say that again?
Yes.
But the only thing required by law...
A helmet.
Yeah, it's a helmet. So so people show up to participate in this, and many of the vampires are fully clothed because they're blocking traffic to make sure that the group can just keep proceeding along. And everyone is naked. They all get on their bikes. Everyone puts their clothes in garbage bags, throws them in the chase vehicle, so they'll be at the destination. They're all ready to go, and 4 bikers show up late. And so they're like, oh, shit, okay. All right, quick, guys, get your clothes off. Throw them in the bag. Throw it in the truck. Let's go. And they're just getting these deer in the headlight stares from these college students.
Okay.
Who came for the naked bike ride.
Oh. So they thought it was a street fighter.
They thought it was a naked bike ride, and they all showed up on their naked bikes.
With clothes
and now
on.
Suddenly, a bunch of naked people are telling them to strip their clothes off. And they're just like, can you imagine being in that position of showing up?
Yeah, I know. But if you're ever going to say yes,
One.
That is the time.
One said yes. One is like, all right.
Yeah.
So apparently, out of the 4, one said yes, stripped down completely, got on with the ride. One just like, this isn't working for me, I'm leaving. And then 2 did the ride with some clothing on.
Like in their underwear, there or some.
Emma, did you participate?
Well,
not this year.
Yeah. Nor did I.
Yeah. It's not the same without you, Jim.
Neal, did you ride out with your schlong out?
No.
Okay.
No, but we had house project held.
Okay.
Which is winding down, by the way.
This is a perfect example of how important the
Why are you
placing of
making
a
a little
comma,
finger thing?
the comma is, where you put the comma.
True.
So I just love the naked bike ride. Nope, the naked bike ride.
Education is a big component.
I heard you like your bikes naked, so we put the naked in your naked bike ride.
Anyway, that was pretty funny.
And if I may, I think now is as good a time as any. And really, I'm speaking to our British listeners more than anybody else here. But I would like to actually acknowledge the passing of two giants of the motorcycling culture in England. And these are people you haven't heard of, but they mean a lot to bikers in England. They mean a lot to certain bikers of a certain age in England. And the first one is a guy called Dave Deegans. And Dave Deegans was one of the early pioneers of cafe racer culture and formed a company called Dresda. Now, Dresda was absolutely on a par with Dunstall, with Rickman, with any of the cafe racer companies. One of the first bikes I absolutely lusted after, I had a friend who had a Dresda Honda 750, and this thing was an animal. Anyway, so dear old Dave passed on. I mean, just getting old. I mean, I believe he was in his 80s because, Dresda as a company started off in the 1960s.
DRES?
DRESDA, Dresda. And the second one was actually, of all things, a cartoonist. And he worked for a lot of publications. And he did cartoons for gentlemen's magazines. He did cartoons for the motor industry. But most of bikers knew him for the cartoons he did for Bike magazine beginning in the 1970s. And his name was Paul Sample. Now, Paul had a very, very distinctive cartoon style. And he came up with a character called Ogre, O-G-R-I. And Ogre was kind of the guy that every biker wanted to be. He rode a Vincent Black Shadow cafe racer. He had a drop-dead gorgeous girlfriend called Mitzi. He drank beer just all the time, even when he was riding his bike.
It looks like Tintin meets Mad Magazine.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ogre was such an informative part of 1970s motorcycle culture, and really got a lot of people all fired up about just the sport in general. And Paul Sample passed away this week. So, Paul and David, enjoy your bikes in heaven, lads.
Godspeed.
You will both be sorely missed.
These Ogre cartoons are brilliant.
There's a tit hanging out in that one.
Oh, there's always stuff hanging out. But, Ogre.
So kind of like an underground comics.
Like
vibe.
Freak Brothers.
Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't in that smutty thing I gave you for Christmas, was it, Emma?
But the thing is, Bike Magazine was a mainstream motorcycle publication. And so Paul's job was to kind of push the envelope as much as he could with what he could put in, basically a magazine that was on sale to everyone. But it was always entertaining. You always got a great belly laugh out of an Ogre cartoon. And there were two main characters. There was Ogre himself, who did everything right.
I do love the wings on his helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was the coolest. And then his hapless friend Malcolm, who did everything wrong. And it was like, it became so famous, certainly amongst inner city culture with bikers, is don't be a Malcolm. And it was partly tied to that amongst bikers. Both Dave and Paul Sample were huge parts of English motorcycling culture. They really were. So I wanted to acknowledge them.
All right. So actually that segues well into where I was last week.
Oh, what? Yeah, you were gone I haven't seen you in a while.
I was at the Ace Cafe. Speaking of cafe racers,
What do you say? Gall blimey? What's the appropriate response to?
Go blimey, governor! You're a caution, ain't ya? Aye. You just keep adding stuff.
Yes.
To it.
What?
So I was over in England, Merriole, as we like to call
Jolly old England swings like a pendulum do.
it. Had an event at the Ace Cafe and got to present Mark, the owner, with one of the WRWR challenge coins.
So this is War. Yeah.
WRWR. One of our challenge coins, which is to recognize people or places or things that have made an impact on the writing world. And since the Ace Cafe had hosted our original launch party, and it's just such an iconic place for me, it was really great to be able to present that to him. And our friend Louisa was there.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, remember the audiobook?
Yes.
It's out.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the
Wow.
audiobook we recorded here
How
in
cool.
this studio.
Awesome. I remember her reading from the
Very
book
cool.
when we were at the SFMC. It was great. Yeah. How do we find it?
I think it's on, where do you get audiobooks?
Bing bong.
No. What's the other one?
Amazon.
No, the other one.
Well,
Audible.
Audibles.
Audible.
Audible.com.
Audible.
If you have a subscription for that, they give you free books, but I guess nothing's free.
Well, actually,
Well, we're big fans of Hoopla for finding stuff for free.
Well, I thought you said hookah.
so it is called The Stoic Writer, Philosophy in Motion, now on Audible. And she gave me 2 codes, redeemable codes. So I'm going to give away 2
Oh,
Audible books
write this down.
to the first 2 people that respond to, say, with the headline, Stoic Writer.
Yeah.
I want that book.
Brilliant.
And then listen to it and see if you can hear me just mouth breathing in the background.
For 2.5 hours. Well, congratulations on the release to everyone.
No, that was fun. That was the first time for me of producing an audiobook in here, which was really cool.
Hopefully you get royalties.
No. But yeah. So always fun being at the Ace Cafe. We had a Where meetup and did baton passes and all that.
So I haven't heard about, so I hear from other people, you're going to give us a War report? I'm kind of curious
Well,
because I hear it's pretty rad.
Sure. Yes. Thank you for asking. So again, the Women Writers World Relay, I have the app that you can get. And we started in, January 1st. We are now, nearing 9,000 baton passes in 52 countries.
Wow.
Who is leading? Who is leading right now?
Australia's kicking ass.
From the
Well,
beginning.
it's summertime down there, so that would make sense.
Australia, in order right now, the top 5 countries. Actually, I'm going to say the top 10 because it's kind of fascinating. Australia,
Yes.
they got 3-4 times as many baton passes as anyone. They've got nothing to do but ride around and meet up with each other. And
You
share
better
batons.
they probably have a lot of things
No, I
to
think
do.
this is just all
but
they do.
make time to do it with
New
baton
Zealand, Argentina,
pass. Oh.
and the women in Argentina all met up in the north, and they rode as a group down to Ushuaia, the bottom of South America.
Mm.
And now are
Wow.
just riding back up, sharing the baton along the way. Of course, Great Britain, and then the U.S., and then Zimbabwe. Wait, ZA, is that Zimbabwe?
Yes.
Zimbabwe.
That's
Is it-
rad.
Or is
And
that
then-
Zambia?
I think it's Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And then Malaysia.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. Maybe it's, I got to learn these codes.
Good question, though, Zambia. See why not?
Bhutan.
Oh.
Bhutan.
How much of that is
They've been kicking
is vintage
some ass.
rides? Is that like vintage rides?
Oh, right. I don't know. Anyway, so just
Bhutan's a interesting.
really, really cool. And ABC News in Australia did a interview with us. It just came out today. I shared it on my social media.
That's cool.
So that was really cool. But yeah, so it's kicking off.
So good. You're like a regular. You should get like a dual citizenship to Britain at this point.
I know. So I wanted to share something with you guys. So
quickly,
Yeah.
ZA is South Africa.
South Africa, that's it.
I thought
Yeah.
that was.
Oh, they're kicking ass
anyway,
too.
SA, but yeah.
So one of the things I came up on the program for our event at Where We're was I came up with a little trivia game, which I thought was quite simple, but I had people complaining
Bunch of crybabies.
So here's what I thought I'd do. I figured I'm going to give Bagel the test.
Oh.
yeah,
The non-motorbike rider, to see how many of these he can get right.
I'm going to abstain from this. So I'm going to bite my lip, Bagel.
All right.
Okay.
If you get BSA wrong, I'm going to come up there and kick your fucking teeth in, just
right.
so you know.
Okay, Bagel, I
Yes.
made these easy. These are true or false, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Got 50-50 chance.
True or false? The Honda Cub is the longest-running production model of all time.
Of motorcycle, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say true.
No, that's false.
Really?
Guys, we've covered this. It's the Royal Enfield Bullet.
Oh, right.
Is the
Okay.
longest running. Okay.
Yeah, because it was 59.
True or false? The most popular and iconic model in Norton's history is widely considered to be the Manx.
Say that one more time.
The most popular and iconic model in Norton's history is widely considered to be the Manx.
That's like your
I'm gonna say
opinion,
true.
man.
I'm gonna go with true.
Oh,
No.
No.
I know the answer.
What is it?
Fucking commando.
Exactly.
Oh,
I don't know, Emma?
well, define.
Is it the
you know-
commando or okay?
Okay, whatever. Next.
Incidentally, I'm going commando right now.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Wanna
It had
see?
something to do with your abstaining earlier, I believe.
different kind of
Okay.
standing.
All right. True or false? Harley Davidson has roots in Ireland.
It's in Ireland. What's that supposed to mean? I'm gonna say true.
Nope, it's false.
I don't know what you mean.
Where did they immigrate
I
from?
bet you
The
that one of-
Davidson brothers family emigrated from Scotland, where you can visit the restored cottage today. It's now
okay.
restored, and it's a Harley destination.
I have never heard that, but
Yep,
Okay.
in Scotland.
Scott's too.
Where in Scotland?
I don't know. Look it up. But if you can't tell, this whole thing was created for people in the UK. This is all UK related things.
yes.
So
All right.
being Americans, we're handicapped, right?
Right. But over there, they should have gone, okay, Bagel, true or false? Triumph Motorcycles has roots in Germany.
Yes, they do.
That is true.
Yes, I know that.
Founder Siegfried Bettmann was a German immigrant who started out
There you go.
producing bicycles in Coventry.
Yes, and they had the Triumphwerke Nürnberg.
Yes.
They made the
Yeah, and I mean,
TWN.
I actually disagreed with Liza that trying to tie TWN with Triumph was a bit of a stretch, but, I'll give it to her. It's one of
Your
those
argument is with Wikipedia. All right.
It's with the crowd.
All right.
And so
True or
go,
false?
Go forth and edit.
True or false? BSA stands for British Standard Armaments Company.
No.
things. Prepare to
that is
have
false.
your... Yes, what's it stand for, Bagel?
British Small Arms.
No! No, I will fight
Small
you.
arms.
What?
Sorry. Birmingham Small Arms.
You have
Yes.
redeemed yourself. My
Yes, thank
hometown, as it were.
Yes, indeed.
Very proud
Alright.
of
A
that.
foundry
Rummy.
town.
All right, Bagel. True
Yes.
or false? Vincent is famous for its Black Lightning and Black Shadow models.
True.
That is correct. In fact, which one was Raleigh free riding at Bonneville?
Oh, the lightning.
No, they actually don't know. It was a combination of both.
Yeah, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
generally the lightning was the racing one and the shadow was the street
It's a-
version.
All right.
Bits of bike.
All right, Bagel. True or false? The Ace Cafe opened on this site. I was reading this while at the Ace Cafe in 1949 and then closed in 1969 until it was revived in 2001. Before reopening, it was used as a tire shop.
I'm going to say that's true.
That is true.
Yeah,
It was just tires, and now they're just next door.
cool.
All right, true or false? The AJS Porcupine is a legendary post-World War II British Grand Prix racing motorcycle.
I'm going to say false.
No, it's true.
Oh, okay.
And Emma, do you know why it was called the Porcupine?
Well, So it's if you look at the engine on it, it's quite obvious why it's called a porcupine.
It's got fins sticking out everywhere.
Unique spiked cylinder head fins.
Doesn't sound like something I want to sit on necessarily.
It looks like it's got a porcupine hat on.
That's something you definitely don't want to have crash into you on a racetrack.
No, absolutely not. Kept the engine nice and cool, though, supposedly.
2 more. All right, Bagel. The Ariel Square 4, produced from 1931 to 1959, got its name due to its boxy 4-liter tank.
That is false.
You're correct. It has a 4-cylinder engine with 2 in the rear, 2 in the front.
Yes, in a square layout.
Yes.
2 crankshafts geared together.
Yep.
All right. True or false? T.E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, was riding a Bruff Superior when he was killed in an accident.
I believe that is true.
That is true. Bagel. He comes out in the end. He died from severe head injuries sustained in a motorcycle crash on May 19th, 1935, near his home in Dorset, after swerving to avoid 2 boys on bicycles.
Wow.
So, does that seem like that was a hard quiz to y'all?
Well, it depends who you were asking.
It was not easy.
It was very specific at times and vague at other times.
All right, I have a second part, which I'm going to save.
Yes.
All right, because I wanted to share some more of what I did while I was over there. I was working. Haley and I were having to work on where we're...
Did you get to ride at all?
No.
Okay.
It was nasty there.
Dreary, yeah.
Oh,
January.
cold to the bone, kind of. Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, we were supposed to go to the Isle of Man for a meeting there, and the ferry was canceled because the water was too rough.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. But this is actually exciting. On that note, we're doing leading the lap for history. Well, there's a newer museum. It's about 3 years old in downtown Douglas near the grandstands. That is a Isle of Man TT museum. And they are letting us they're hosting us for a party after the lap. We're going to go there for a couple hours and have a mixer and a party. And it's beautiful. Very nice museum, but they're going to let us put some stuff in some of the cases, put our Werwer stuff in there. So that's really cool. We're really being welcomed by the Isle of Man. And so we're looking forward to that. So if you're going to be there for the TT, make sure you head over to the museum right after the lap.
Get some free food.
Or we might find a taco truck or something.
Roast beef and horseradish.
The other really cool thing I did, this is really cool. So we went to the Triumph Factory, one of my favorite places to visit. Have you been to the new one?
No.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's in Hinckley, which is just outside of Birmingham.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big, modern black building, as you would expect. But they've made it very welcome to come in, much like how we go to the Corbin factory, you're welcome to come in there.
Very accessible.
Yeah. And they have a cafe. So a lot of people just stop in, live to ride to eat, right? Very nice cafe that has bikes on display, a wall of motors. Every motor that they currently have in production is just on a wall. It's backlit. It's really cool. And you can get paninis and stuff. They also have upstairs, they have a store that has all their swag, all the Triumph stuff. Really nice jerseys, all that kind of stuff. And then they have a 2-story museum that you can go see race bikes, just vintage bikes, movie bikes, like James Bond.
What were the remarkable bikes in the collection?
Well, of course, the Great Escape bike that I have a model of there. The actual bike is there. Really cool, Moto 2 race bike, and it's just sitting in a hallway somewhere. And they had whatever is the latest thing coming off of the factory line. They have just right in the lobby there that you can check out. But we were there to meet with some of the women. So for those who have the WRW app one of the really cool features that we did is we created a thing called collector cards. And as you are, you probably haven't done this yet. If you haven't done the challenges,
I'm doing it right now. Can I get to it?
No, I'll pass you my phone.
Okay.
So one of the things, once you complete challenges, you get to turn over a collector card. And we've created collector cards of women who are accomplished women. I'm going to share this. You can pass it around. This collector card is Ikra Hamid. And she is actually of Pakistani descent, but she's never lived there. Her family is. And she is an engineer who designs the drivetrain for their race bikes. She's this young Pakistani woman working there. And so she's a collector card.
Cool.
But we went to go visit her, and I got to take a picture of me with my collector card and her.
So do you have stats on the collector card?
Wow.
Like,
Well, you can see it just tells the story, because a lot of women
Gotcha.
write her stories, as we learned from Elsbeth Beard, that people just weren't interested in her story. So I went there to meet Ikra, which I thought was really cool, a female designer engineer. But then she introduced me to two other women who are also engineers. One who's she's newer, she's lower down on the rung, so she's a seat designer. She designs the seats.
Yeah.
But I got to
Cool,
talk
though.
to her about like the foam density and all that stuff, you
while,
know.
while we were talking, I think you got a message from Iceland.
Okay.
I'll pass it back. Like, seriously.
So I was I thought it was cool to get to meet the woman who has a collector card on my app.
Yeah.
And then another woman who I met, who she gets to work with Emma Olins to design the shocks for their bikes.
Okay.
She specifically works on the electronic shocks. So
Interesting.
not just the ones you get out of the box, but the ones that have sensors and feedback and do all this stuff. So I got to like talk to her for a bit and go over to one of the bikes and point at stuff and ask and da. So that was so cool for me, hanging out at the factory with these engineers around the bikes and asking them questions about the things.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know.
Mhm.
So that was really.
So you really got the cook's tour.
How was
Yeah.
how was the food?
Oh,
Speaking of which,
oh, you know what I had? A sausage bap.
I was close to bangers and mash, but what is that? A sausage bap?
Emma, you want to tell them what a bap is?
Is it in dough?
You know, I mean, a bap is just like a bread roll,
Gotcha.
but it's
Two
got
pieces
a,
of bread and meat.
Gotcha.
You either get a sausage or you get bacon. Pretty simple.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Exactly. But anyway, what a great experience, and really cool to see that there are that many women
Young
working there, young women.
I got it.
Yeah, and the one who works on the suspension, she's from New Zealand. She got hired there and then brought over to the motherland to come work there. I'm like, how cool that you get to work with Olins and design and engineer stuff with them.
Did you have a chance to ask them how they ended up there? Like, how'd you get here to be a suspension engineer with a
She said, I mean, she applied.
Huh?
I mean, you get out of college,
Well, I
you apply
get
for a
that.
job, and she was working,
Yeah.
in New Zealand, and then they brought her over here. And she races, does dirt bikes
So
and stuff like that.
Motorcycle people.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that was my experience there in England at some iconic places. I could hang out all day at the Triumph factory and just chatting with people. And then they have these cool wooden replicas of a Triumph race bike that are for kids. And Haley went and stole one off the display in the store and gave it to her kid Naya, who's ripping around the museum on it and telling people, get out of the way, get out of the way.
Kids coming through.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right,
Get out of
whatever.
the way you should, yes.
Well, probably because we're there with like all the engineers and the head of PR. And they're like, all right, well, we'll let her just keep it for now.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. So
Cool.
just sharing that experience. I wanted to go back real quick to just something that happened in the garage today. Emma, I wanted to take a minute to talk about the Honda CM400 that came to the garage today.
Yeah.
Which is not a special bike by any account. I've never owned one, but I've had friends who had them. I mean, even Doug and Megan had
But
one
it
for
was
a while.
an interesting design exercise at the time, and Honda were very proud of that engine.
And to him, it's his first bike, and he just bought an old Honda kind of cruiser, 80s cruiser. They're $1,500, first bike, great first bike. And he liked it, just tooling around on it. But of course, both Em and I at different times went over to tell him how great his bike is. And I started with, you know, you have Comstar wheels. You know about Comstar wheels, right? The race lineage. And I tell him the whole story. And he's like,
What?
wow. And then Emma comes in.
And I tell him all about having a 3-valve engine with pent
Was that
roof.
the first?
Yeah, first production with pent roof combustion chambers, which is basically hemispherical heads. So it's a true Hemi.
It's a Hemi.
It's a Hemi.
Got a Hemi.
And it's just a very clever little engine. It really was.
So he had no idea what he was on to.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Honda were really clipping along in the late 70s, and that bike got a lot of bad blood in England. England was in love with the Honda 404. Absolutely, completely head over heels in love with it. And that bike was kind of seen as the replacement for it, the 400 Super Dream.
There was this period, and I think it was mostly Honda, but of making bikes that the seat was way out of proportion for the design.
You know, it was the time when they were trying to make things look, we're going to make this bike comfortable.
Yeah.
We want to make this bike so you can ride it a long way, which means it needs a comfortable seat, and seat technology wasn't what it is now. Now you can get a seat with memory foam that's half an inch thick that's cradle your ass all day long. Back then, you wanted comfort. You needed a big seat.
Goose feathers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the seat on my GS 850 is the size of a couch, which is why the bike's so comfortable, and you kind of sink into it like a couch. So that's how things were back then.
But it's just so funny because this guy showed up for the first time on what we'll just in finger quotes say on the shittiest bike of the garage, and both me and Emma go up and tell him how awesome it is, and he stayed all day.
So how did it run when it came in? Did it do anything?
No, I mean, it ran great. He lucked out.
Just swinging by?
But my argument...
was super clean, too.
Yeah, he left with gear.
Oh, good.
But my argument is this. Bikes, you know, I'm gonna beg forgiveness for all the dog people out there. Motorcycles are like cats. They're all great.
Yes.
Every single motorcycle is a great motorcycle, just as every single cat is the best cat. This is science.
True.
This is absolute science. You know,
you will find the occasional asshole.
No, they're all
bastard.
assholes. Every single cat is asshole cat,
We can
but
tell
it's
you that-
also best cat. That is science.
That's part of it.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
some cats are psycho. We can tell you the wheezy stories.
Yeah, but you know, even psycho cats are the best cat. This is
Just like
proven
motorbikes.
science, and it's just like motorcycles.
Although I'm sure if I pressed you, there's probably one out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even the most wretched contraption has at least one redeeming quality about it. But my point is thus, even an ordinary bike like a CM400T, which was designed really as an entry-level bike, it's 47 years old.
Similar to your Kawasaki 400?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
similar kind of market.
Yeah, same kind of idea.
Yeah, same kind of idea. That bike's
50 years old now.
With a comfortable seat.
So Liza's Kawasaki 400 and the CM 400 are marketed to the same person, just 4 years apart. You know, one's pre-bicentennial, one is post-bicentennial, but it's the same person they're marketing to.
And what he's making, like 40-something horsepower?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Oh, he says, it rips. I love it.
Well,
I'm
great.
like,
I'm sure it does.
And to him, it
Great.
does.
I'm sure it does.
Great. But I just thought that was so
Right
fun.
on. That's great. Yeah.
There were all these Triumphs and really cool bikes, and then we're like, hey, that's cool.
Well, you know, when you're a new rider, I mean, you second guess yourself, and it's not sometimes it's not the most confidence building community.
Speaking of cool bikes, Jim, you saw some cool bikes recently, didn't you?
Oh, our trip.
Out in the desert.
Oh, that was a
again.
quick transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heads up. Yeah. So I'll talk about the trip a little bit.
Yeah.
So if y'all been listening for the last few months, this last weekend was the 3rd annual Desert Hare Motorcycle Gathering. And this is just a very informal event where we pretty much just invite like podcast community, friends, family, whatever, down to an area called Johnson Valley OHV, which is about 45 minutes south of Barstow, which is open desert, BLM land and other kind of land back mixed in there. But it's open desert riding. And we've talked about it before, but I think, Liza's reference to motorcycles is one of the reasons we did it this weekend is it coincided with King of the Motos. And King of the Motos is the motorcycle version of King of the Hammers, if you don't know what that is. And so we're like, hey, we've been there for King of the Hammers before, which is pretty insane. So we decided to mix it up and go to King of the Motos. There's a lot to talk about it, but one of the best things about it, there were tons of people from the podcast.
Oh, really?
We had Matt and Yosemite Bill and Scotty and Mike, Mikey 3 times. And I know I'm forgetting Charlie was there. Who else was there? But we had a ton of people. I think we're probably about a dozen of us in general.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and just a lot of Mark Duncan from down south, and he was a really cool dude to have along. So it was a really nice collection of people, like some old faces, and some really cool new faces.
Was Josh there or Bill?
Well,
any of the
Josh,
others?
some of the old school guys. Josh couldn't make it. Craig couldn't make it, and Stumpy John couldn't make it for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But to have like Mark Duncan show up was great. And some of the newer people, so Matt from Hollister showed up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the other Matt showed up, and a bunch of other people. So what's fun about this is like it's an event, but it's like doesn't cost anything.
I know.
Just show
I love
up.
you just say like, show up.
Here's
just
the
show up.
GPS
Here's the
coordinate,
GPS.
right? Yeah,
And
so
cool
we
people
did.
show up.
Yeah, and people do. So the first day was Thursday that I showed up down there. But one of the cool things, if you're ever in that part of California, and by that part I mean like the town of Mojave, if you look on a map, and it's at the very base of the Sierra Nevada mountains. And you may have seen pictures of it. It's the airplane graveyard.
Yeah, where the airport is.
Yeah, and it's actually an airport. It's actually a spaceport, believe it or not. So one of the reason I bring it up is they have a cafe at the airport.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Called Voyager Cafe.
Oh.
The reason being, and me and Emma talk about this a lot, it's where a company called Scaled Composites works out of.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an extremely, Burt Rutan, Dick Rutan, if you know these names, an extremely experimental aircraft company.
Oh.
Yeah, they build crazy stuff. I think they built a plane that went around the world without stopping. The plane, Emma, I think I sent you a picture of it.
You
called
did.
The Strato Launcher.
Yes.
And
Big aircraft.
so the Strato Launcher, I'm not going to get this exactly right, but I think it's a modified 747 that is meant to travel in the upper atmosphere and launch rockets or satellites into space. So it's an alternative to rocket launch to get stuff up into orbit. But it's pretty cool to go by the Voyager Cafe where Scaled Composites, I saw some of their aircraft were out, like 6 propeller prop planes and stuff like that were going out. But you could have Nopales and eggs, or cactus and eggs if y'all don't speak Spanish. But yeah, you can sit right on the tarmac. You could walk out to the tarmac there. And it's a brilliant spot.
And
So
this is where airplanes take their last flight.
I think it might be.
Yeah, they
Or
they fly them in. These are retired planes. They get flown in and then they get parked and then it's a junkyard. It's a scrap.
Yeah.
They scrap them.
The beautiful part is where they end their life, but also where they begin their life. Because if you Google Scaled Composites and see the aircraft they build, it's wild.
That's interesting.
And they actually have a test pilot training program there. So I've been there when they have these crazy little test planes going out and stuff. But anyway, that aside, it's on the way. If you're in that part of the town, Voyager
Neat.
Cafe.
So every time you have this event, there's always some new way you find to light the fire.
Oh, you're cutting to the chase. We'll
What?
save that for a minute. We had
Really?
the fire lighting was great this year. Did
You
see
sent me a
videos?
picture.
Oh my, that was post fire lighting. That was just general shenanigans. So I'm not sure if anybody posted stuff online because I'm kind of out of social media now, but we had a hoot. So Thursday I showed up down there. Danger Doug from Utah came in, podcast listener.
Mm-hmm.
Doug's one of my favorite people. He's like the silent, not assassin because he's so nice, but he's like the dude you want on your crew.
Yeah.
Very capable, a great rider, a lot of fun to be around. So we showed up on Thursday, set up camp, had a nice time around the fire, then woke up on Friday. We got there on Wednesday. Thursday woke up and it was just he and I and said, let's go to Hammertown. So Hammertown is ground zero for King of the Hammers and King of the Motos. During most of the year, like 11 months out of the year, there's nothing. It's open desert. But for about a month out of the year, it turns into just like, I don't know, Mad Max again.
I was watching some videos from it, and there's this one part where it's like they're all trying to climb a hill and it's bottlenecking and people are just waiting for people to get out of the way. One dude went up the high side, rode up higher up on the cliff, and then they have to like drop down onto a little like a bridge or something.
Yeah.
He literally, instead of getting into the bottleneck, he rode up
Completely
and over
different route.
and then dropped down on like right behind a dude.
Yeah.
And just dropped right in. I'm like, oh, that's gnarly.
And when you say drop down,
that looks like the kind of stuff that
gosh.
Cody Webb, he finds a different line.
well, and we saw Cody, saw him finish, but I'll get to that in a second. So Hammertown's about 20, 25 miles from where we camp as the crow flies across the open desert. And when I say open desert, it's not flat sand.
Right.
It's every type of desert riding you can imagine, to flat sand, to really deep sand, to rocks, to hill climbs, to downhills, to like first gear, like kind of duck walking down the
geographical formations.
Yes, all the things.
Some
you reminded me.
washes, pucker bushes, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and you remind me of something I want to mention. But so the first day, me and Doug rode to Hammertown and back. And when we got to Hammertown, we got to find out, because Doug mapped it, all of it, the infamous Chocolate Thunder.
What's that?
Chocolate Thunder is one of the hill climbs that's, I don't know if it's part of the race, but it's a known rock hill climb. So imagine like a rock face. And it's what people just get all crazy in their 4x4s and stuff and rally up. And so we were watching.
Oh, yeah.
So when we came into the Hammertown area, because you've got Turkey Claw, you got Backdoor, you've got Chocolate Thunder, and they're all just these gnarly rock hill climbs that people have been doing for a long time. So it was cool. We got to watch some people at Chocolate Thunder doing just insane stuff. But then one of the racers was next to Doug and I, and Doug struck up a conversation, which was great. So we're chatting with him. His name was Maverick, of course. A lot of racers named Maverick. But here's something I learned from a technical standpoint. One of the ways they get the grip on the rocks is he poked his back tire and it looked flatter than flat. So they take their moose bibs, right, the moose inserts, and they drill them out. They drill tons of holes in them so that it gets rid of all the foam. So he says it runs about 2 PSI.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool. So anyway, first day there, we get to hang out with Maverick and like kind of talk shop a little bit. Rolled into Hammertown that was just setting up. To give you an idea of the scale, people pile in. So they had firewood for sale. I asked Doug, like, how much firewood do you think there was there? I was like 75 cords or something. He's like, no, probably 200 cords of firewood that they had for sale. They must have had probably 35 RVs lined up ready to rent. It was like crazy, but they were just ramping up for the event. We met some really cool guys that had just bought land for $1,000 an acre out there. So they bought 40 acres.
What?
They leveled it, put up a really nice metalwork kind of robust fence around it, and it's like the party spot.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, 40 acres out there. So real cool guys. We got to meet and chat with them, and people are so generous again with information out there. So that was day one with me and Doug. Next day, Friday, everybody started showing up. So Mikey 3 times showed up, Yosemite Bill showed up, Matt and Matt showed up. It was a lot of fun. So we had a full camp by Friday night. And so you asked about the campfire lighting. So this is something we do every year. This year was pretty cool. So we had kids with us this year. We had Freya with us last year. We had 2 10-year-old girls with us this year. And it's a nice vibe to the whole camp out, to be able to share what we do to like these kids in like a fun way, like going out at night and looking for animal tracks, looking at the stars and telling stories about constellations. Pretty fun. But we did let the little kids light the fire with a bow and arrow. And Oh, yeah. And Sean was Mike's friend who came with us. His daughter was like deadly accurate with the bow and arrow. She didn't even flinch. We lit that thing on fire, big old rag full of gas right in her face, and she let it rip from about 20, 25 yards right into the fire. So then after a column of fire died down, that was our first night. The second night, we called it the Mohican start, AKA the Lakota start, if you're in Montana. But this is where you ride two up on a motorcycle, and the person on the back has the flaming arrow, and you ride past the campfire from a distance and shoot the arrow into the fire and light it that way.
Nice.
Luckily, Charlie brought a Christmas tree, so we had the Christmas tree propped up like a giant thing, and that went up in a big mushroom cloud as well. So yeah, lighting of the fire was fun. We played night bocce, but the riding was great. The second day when everybody was there, again, we went to Hammertown because everybody wanted to see it. So, but the ride to Hammertown is neat, very varied. But one of the highlights is there's a dry lake bed. And if you haven't been on like a dry lake bed on a dirt bike, it's kind of fun. So we all line up, and next thing you know, you get to pin it, and everybody gets to find like how fast can your dirt bike go. The Sierra 450 was 80. That was it, 6-gear pin.
Whoa.
What are you going to do? Charlie ended up doing 106 in a desert.
On which bike?
On the Tenere.
He was there on his Super Tenere?
Oh, that's a whole nother story. So yes, Charlie came on his 1200 Tenere.
God.
And across from the valley across from us, it's like a technical rock crawl section, right? It can be easy. It's like granite slab, but also dips and gets as funky as you want it to, right? And there's some places where you just have to stop or you're going to drop off 10 or 15 feet. Well, Charlie ended up hard enduroing his Tenere 1200, got the skid plate high-sided on a rock. So he and Scotty were wrestling it back and forth.
That's what it's there for.
Chasm, yeah, to get it off. And then the bike fell over on Charlie, bent his leg all backwards.
Is that why he was limping today?
Yes. Likely, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, we were glad his leg didn't spiral fracture.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's young.
Jeez.
So the Tenere is not a hard enduro bike, especially the 1200 version.
No,
but Charlie rode it like one.
It's a little big for that behavior.
But I tell you what, Charlie, we rode through the desert until he got hurt, and he rocked that Tenere. It was surprising how well he did in the desert on that big bike. But yeah, that happened. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's like a lot of like-minded people that are just out to have a good time. The weather cooperated. It wasn't too windy. One interesting thing to talk about at some point is 29 Palms, which is a Marine air station just to the east of that area, just moved west about 20 miles. So now they're starting to take over more of the riding area as far as the Marine Air Station. You know, high explosive stuff. Don't go past this line. So that's kind of something that's happening.
Are they moving or just growing?
They're growing. They're expanding.
Right.
Yeah. But for the most part, everybody we talk to is like, fuck that shit. It's public land. Let's just ride. But again, I mean, it's a great trip. Just to be able to hang out with all your friends and sitting around the campfire. The shenanigans were heavy, so we did have burnouts. Mike did some pretty serious burnouts. It was in gasoline spraying. There's some video evidence, but I think a lot of it remains hidden away. But there was much shenanigans at nighttime.
Nice.
And we played night bocce and everything else. And I'll just mention, we have some other trips coming up. Jawbone Canyon the end of February, and then Scotty has a thing going on May up in the Sierras. So maybe email, recycle, and
motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. I'll forward the email to who it needs to go to.
Oh, but we saw Cody Webb.
Yeah.
So when we did roll into Hammertown for the first day of racing, we ended up at Backdoor. Yep, Backdoor. But that was the finish. So we got to see Cody come in second.
Sorry, I was late to that one.
But no, we got to see Cody come down, just these big, huge rock drops into Backdoor and all that kind of stuff. So cool to see the hometown hero out there rocking it.
I have some late breaking news. Emma, Steven bought the Vespa.
Hey.
And what's even better, because he said, hey, I'm not sure if I buy it, how I'm going to get it home. He's like, do you have a trailer? I do, but I don't know how that front of the Vespa will fit in my wheel chocks, and I don't want to move all my cars to pull my trailer out right now. And he's like, well, I'll go see. The guy for $80 sold him a carrier for the back of his car.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And extra bits and parts for it. So he
Does it roll or do you put it up on it? I can't see it.
One of the carriers that you put into
Yeah.
the lift
The
and have
receiver?
it.
Yeah, okay.
Receiver.
Yeah, hitch hauler.
I think this is a limited edition of some description bagel.
Oh, yeah?
It's dark grey metallic,
Yeah.
and it has a black roundel on the side with 300 written in big letters on it.
Interesting.
It might be covering up damage.
Yeah, I don't think that's original. I'll forward it to you, Bagel.
Okay.
It's a good-looking bike.
And unrelated to anything we've just said, but it just something that reminded me when you said back door. We had
Yeah.
we had a woman working on.
Hang on, I'm not sure where this is going.
Mhm.
We had a woman working on her bike today, just doing the chain, and this was her first time here. And one person came up to me and said, "Hey, where is the where are the oil pans?" I'm like, "Oh, they're above the dildos." And they're like, "Okay," and they leave. And then another person comes up to me and is like, "Hey, where's the breaker bar?" I'm like, "Oh, they're hanging on the dildos." Okay. And she turns to me and goes, "I need to go look in your garage now."
I'm surprised no one says, "Well, where are the dildos?"
No,
Yeah, right.
everyone knows where the
Yeah, hard
dildos
to
are.
miss.
But she's like, "What?" It was just so nonchalant, like, "Okay," and then walk away.
The garage is an odd place. It is an odd place.
I thought that was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, other random thing I forgot about the trip. I was just looking at some pictures. Scotty took us to see petroglyphs.
Oh, cool.
I hadn't seen them before because I don't
Are
go
these
to
Native American drawings?
Yes. So Native American drawings in a wash that you have to hike to. We rode to it and then hiked. And they don't really know who did them or how old they are, 2,000 years old, 7,000-year-olds. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention that.
I've seen
Petroglyphs
those
were
in
kinda cool.
Utah.
And thank you to Scotty for that. The other one was Hector can do the best gasoline burnout of anybody in the desert.
Oh.
The flaming burnout was Hector.
Nice.
Should we try that, Hollister?
You should.
I wanted to check in with Neal because he's had something he's been wanting to talk about. Neal, I noticed you've been looking fit lately.
Oh yeah. Well, I've decided to start working out because I'm concerned about just getting too skinny and getting too weak to really feel comfortable riding.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I kind of understand it's the amount of people who buy the outrigger wheels for their big Harleys. It shocked me when I remember years ago when we were doing a piece on that because they get to a point where they're no longer feel comfortable moving around that big bike. To us, which is nothing, but it makes sense as you're getting older and losing strength.
Well, you lose if you
some
don't.
of these big bikes start to become daunting.
Well, the other thing that
Oh.
happens besides you lose strength, you start to lose bone density, especially women, but men too, and your bones become more brittle. So the way to address that is some weight-bearing exercise. So I engaged a trainer to help me get started down the road. And we'll talk about her at a different time. But
Yeah, somebody from
Neal's hitting a weight pile.
somebody
Yeah,
who
yeah.
I met like over 20 years ago, which is just so funny.
yeah,
Cool.
So-
Actually, oh wait, I will just say, do you remember the boots that Jake got from
Yeah.
the garage?
Yes. They're back here, by the way.
This is the mom of the person who the boots came from.
The personal trainer.
Yes, is
Oh, the person
Yeah.
you're working
Cool.
with?
the
Yes.
personal trainer is the mom of the
Well, the boot person passed away is what we're referring to, but yeah.
yes, who then
Wow.
your daughter
small
Jake got
world.
the boots.
Yeah, it's her
So that's
mom.
why it's kind of this kind
Small
of
world.
interesting thing, yeah.
But I
And
mean,
so
Neal
that's
touches
where
on something.
I met her at her daughter's memorial ride.
But I mean, Neal touches on something super important. I mean, we're all a little bit, long in the tooth around here, and
Yeah.
a lot of us are. But I think that's one of the beautiful things about motorcycles is it gives you a purpose to stay fit, right? I mean, that's why January hit, and I'm like, I got a desert trip, so I started
Right.
doing squats, hitting the kettlebell. I just learned little stretchy strap things.
Oh, I
Fucking
bought some of
brilliant, dude.
those.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, motion's the lotion. But
yes.
motorcycles are motivating for that, right?
Right. So, I used to ride dirt bikes on the regular, and I was in the best shape of my life. So this was in my late 30s and 40s. And, my opinion at the time, or the general consensus was the best training for riding is riding. And that's great. And, and I still believe that, but I don't have the opportunity to do dirt bike riding like that.
Bagel's making faces like he's connecting with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I talked with my trainer about this. I'm concerned about picking up my 500-pound motorcycle, and I want to feel confident that to be able to do that as well as build just general core strength. So I have a exercise routine that is concentrating on both lower and upper body strength. But it's not so much weight, but it's more about reps. To start with, and it's mostly to build the strength of my ligaments.
See, I just build up the courage to ask someone else to do it.
You just build up the gravy on your mashed potatoes. I know it's you to. Well, do we have time for Neal to walk us through what like a week might look like?
No, I found this to be an interesting topic because
I'm interested.
And two-part in that he's looking to get more fit to ride better. I'm the opposite. I'm getting less and less fit and less capable. So I ride more because that's the thing I can do. So it's kind of interesting.
And if I had the lifestyle to do that, that's what I would be doing more of. And we'll roll into that in the next part. But so I'm just getting started on this. I've had like half a dozen sessions with her so far, and she's really good. She's just so intuitive about what my needs are and what my current limitations are, and it just really works with me. So
is it in person or online?
Oh, in person.
Okay.
This is over at Total Fitness here in Midtown.
She used to be a professional bodybuilder, like jacked. Jacked. Yeah.
And she still competes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. She's amazing, but just...
So what has she got you doing?
She's got me doing a variety of different weight-bearing exercises for core, for, tricep, bicep, for deltoid, just like the Tour de Machine, and all the things that they have at Total Fitness. Really focusing on flexibility, balance, make sure that, I'm building balance, equally in both upper and lower body and as well as symmetry. So really just, she helps me get more out of my workout, to use the machines correctly with good form, getting through them without, overtaxing myself and all this kind of stuff, and I'll eventually, I am doing it on my own at this point, but, the takeaway is she's a great trainer. I think the benefit of engaging a personal trainer, with the goal of this particular goal, is really a good starting point for building your own routine to build your strength and your self-confidence in preparation for doing any kind of riding that
they talk all the time about how you have to be strong to have balance, like they're totally intermixed. You got to work on your strength, and no, I applaud it. And I again, motorcycles give you a reason to.
And the thing is, I'll be honest, I hate going to the gym, and exercise is like the most boring thing ever. I really don't enjoy doing exercise for its own sake. But, I just have this thought in my mind that it's really important to me, not only for motorcycling, but I'm also a skier. So getting, when the snow ultimately comes, it hasn't come yet, just getting ready for ski season.
It's February.
It is. It hasn't come yet.
It's going to come yet. Just wait.
Yeah. I mean, I did really well when I did that backpacking trip a few months ago when we did Mount Whitney. It didn't kill me, but I did struggle. So
it's like 14,000 feet or something.
Yeah. So it's mostly about the altitude, but strength-wise and endurance, I did all right. So we have another friend of the garage, Reg Kittredge.
Yeah.
Kittredge, who I have his book, and
Reg Kittrell.
Kittrell, that's right.
Yes.
I keep saying Kittredge, but Kittrell.
Yeah, Reg Kittrell.
And he has a good selection of core exercises in his book as well. Mostly with the goal of really getting in shape for riding. So it's a journey for me. I'm still early on, and give us updates, and maybe at some point we'll have her. I mentioned about the show, and and all that.
Well, and the other thing I'll add, because I've been on kind of the fitness kick too, right? Because holidays are over, it's dirt bike season, so I need to drop some weight. I had to get my core strong because you got to pick up dirt bikes, or you want to, if you're going to eat shit, you want to get back up again.
Well, and you want to protect your back too.
Yeah, exactly. And but all those things, you can also do at home.
Yes.
And I'll just, not to go off, but what I use for work is I'm a big kettlebell fan. You only need a couple of them. I work with a 25 and 30 pound one. You can do compound exercises, focus on the core. That, a foam roller, and one of those little stretchy elastic bands.
Oh, you love that foam roller.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I was reading a little bit about it. You can also accomplish a lot in 15 minutes. Depending on how you manage it. So don't feel like you have to spend an hour and a half, exercising. If you got 15 minutes, hit it hard for 15 minutes, and that's way better.
Yeah, my sessions are about an hour, and I probably hit maybe 10 different machines.
Yeah,
in that time.
The one thing I think that as motorcyclists, that the muscle strength that we have built up is our necks. When you realize somebody who's new to biking and they get a helmet on, and they're like, "Oh, this is so heavy. Oh,
my head's falling over
in the wind." And I'm like, "Oh, we don't deal with that. We've built up our necks."
True.
Also, buy light helmets.
Yeah. Hand strength's another thing too.
Yeah.
I tend to be able to open just about any jar.
I'll keep you around.
Yeah.
That's what men are good for.
But
speaking of which, pass that jar around.
Oh my!
Do those moonshine. So, like I said, I'll keep you posted. See what the progress is.
Now,
nice.
We have a second part with Neal. Neal's starting to get the itch.
They have shampoo for that.
Yeah,
lotion.
The itch, Emma. When someone starts to get the itch,
I know,
to buy another bike.
It's about time if we're talking about Neal.
Neal wants what? Bagel? What did you do?
Went to my scooter. You should get a Vespa.
Oh, well. Oh. Speaking of which, did you look at Steven's Vespa? Did you look at what? How does it look?
It looks like a really nice bike. Those stickers are not factory. So they may be covering something up on the sides.
I feel that's the way. I like the mirrors, though. He's got billet mirrors on it.
Yeah, and he's got extended foot pegs for a passenger to have more comfort while riding, which is nice. And it's an early 300, so it's got the better speed governor on it. And that'll be a fun bike.
Well, apparently it has an aftermarket exhaust, and he gave a ride to somebody that made the exhaust touch the plastic and melt something.
Oh dear!
So he's already damaged.
Go find a stock exhaust pipe. You will like it much better.
I mean, my question to you, Bagel, because they are quite rare, does a Vespa sound good with an aftermarket exhaust?
No.
Or does it sound like somebody having an accident in their trousers?
No, it sounds like an accident in the trousers.
Okay, very good.
Stay with the stock exhaust. Stock exhaust kit. You will not go wrong.
Right. Very good.
Let's get back to Neal's itch. Neal, you're thinking about getting another bike, and you want some advice on what you should get.
Yeah. So
tell us what you're thinking.
I want to get dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to get, and I have come to the conclusion that I don't want a heavy off-road bike, and even a middleweight I think is heavier than I want.
So right now you are riding
I'm riding a V-Strom 1000.
Okay, so you want something a little bit lighter, a little bit dirt friendly.
Yeah.
All right. Are you looking at new or used?
I'll do either. I can do a decent used bike as well. What's
your budget like?
Nothing right now. It'll get better as I get through my house project cycle, but for some kind of an off-road bike, a used bike, something around $3,000 to $4,000.
3 to 4. Okay.
So, not something like that.
Percentage-wise, how much road, how much forest road?
Well, for this solution, I want it to be a 50-50 bike. So if I have to ride at 100 miles to where I'm going to go ride, I'm okay with that.
And that's going to be the perennial problem, because the more capable it becomes off-road, the less capable it becomes on the street.
But I'm very tolerant of that level of discomfort.
All right,
So that doesn't bother me.
I was going to suggest a WR250, but I think that's a stretch over 100 miles.
Well, what if we throw out a DR650?
Or the KLR 650.
Too heavy. I've had
So
a
something
KLR.
lighter.
something
Okay.
KLR is
lighter.
definitely too heavy. The
I haven't-
DR.
How did you not say CF Moto?
I was going to say, is a 450 Ibex, is that
But it's
in
out
the
of this
running?
price range.
Mm.
You got to get a used one.
Yeah, used. And I think the CF Moto, so that's in the high 300s, 400 poundish.
Yes.
It's not
380, I think.
It's not a dirt bike anyway. It's an adventure bike.
No, dirt bike.
What?
No adventure
Well,
bikes.
I mean, for me, I always fall back on the Honda 650L. I mean, it is the ultimate adventure
They
bike,
are
in my opinion.
tall, though.
They're-
I mean,
Yeah.
God,
So
it's
keep
Can
that.
you
keep in
drop
mind.
it?
Okay,
Can
so
you lower it?
for the viewers at home, I'm 5'8", so nothing too tall.
What about
Okay.
a 390 Adventure.
Ooh.
Tell me again, what kind of riding you plan to do with this?
I want to be able to take it on fairly technical single track and
Okay.
not feel like I'm wrestling the damn thing.
And not doing like
DRZ
baby head
400.
rocks. You want
Well-
like pat ground, not silt or sand.
All of it. I want to be able to ride it all with
Okay, so
decent
and everything.
confidence,
A
and it
Swiss Army
doesn't
knife
have to
you're
be
looking for.
super powerful. It can-
Okay, but you want a Swiss Army knife is what you're saying.
No, I want it. I want it to be capable in gnarlier stuff where I feel like I'm mastering the bike instead of it mastering me. So it needs to be somewhat lighter.
I
Right.
hate to say it because it's the solution, but DRZ 400.
Yeah, DRZ 400.
So-
It's because, and the reason being, they're capable enough on the street. I mean, inevitably, the SM is the better street bike, and
Right.
you wouldn't want to ride in the dirt with 17-inch wheels. I know.
No, you
I know
need
so-
the E.
I know somebody who's tried. So a DRZ 400E, but they're capable enough on the freeway. They'll still sort of cruise at 70, 75, and you can go a long way. They're water cooled, and they make good power. And if you buy a brand new one, you'll get a fuel injected one.
Yeah, but that's $10,000.
How much
the
can you
door.
get a used Honda 300L for? They've been out for a couple of years.
I've seen those for around $3,500 to $4,000.
because we had two of those out in the desert this weekend.
They are very good.
And I'm surprised how well they do out there. I mean, you gotta rev it. I mean, you gotta really.
I think that would be the same. That'd be the same category as my original thought of WR250. I think the road section to get you where you want it to be, it'd be tiring. See, the thing is, you can say, okay, I'm going to be very, very tolerant of its road manners. But little bikes, when you ride them a distance, they are tiring.
Oh yeah,
Because you're thrashing the bike.
yeah.
Funnily enough, of all things, that GS850 of mine, what Suzuki did to give that bike the performance they did, they gave it very short gearing. So it's bellowing on the freeway. I mean, it's not it's bellowing.
Yeah, that's one of the
And it's
drawbacks of the
tiring.
DRZ 400 is it lacks a sixth gear. And they
It's-
still do.
And it's tiring.
Yeah.
But you're going to find that, and so we go back to the whole thing. Every single capable dirt middleweight is going to be that way on the freeway. So you pick which bike is you're going to be able to live with the most.
And
Well, the other use mode is I have a truck.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say is,
Or I could get a carrier if I want to put the camper on the truck and have the carrier on the back and put the bike on the back.
if you're going to err on one side or the other, I guarantee you, when you're in something a little bit more technical than you expected to get into out in the dirt, you are going to be stoked. You erred on the side of dirt bike versus
Right.
not dirt bike. We slapped it back from Hammertown because half the group was pretty pooped out. Half the group rode back to the desert. Me and a few other people rode back on slabbed it. And it was about maybe 28 minutes, something like that, half an hour. It's a lonely half hour. And I was going 55 because I got the mooses in there.
Right.
But if you don't mind sitting on a bike for half an hour, which isn't terrible, it's not bad. You just have to adjust your expectations.
So let's go back to the WR250.
Yeah.
They're enormously capable off-road.
Hmm.
You can actually get them street legal. So
Right.
you can do short trips.
Uh-huh.
They're not great on the street, but they are very capable.
How
That's part 2B of this.
are they findable?
Oh, yeah.
Are they okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's plenty of shit ones out there.
Well, let
but
me know when a
there's
good
plenty
one
of-
pops up. I'm going to buy it for my
as
son-in-law.
far as reliability, they're really good.
Yeah, I mean,
from
that
what I
engine's
understand.
been around for forever. I mean, it's a 5-valve engine, so
Right.
it's
I-
quite complex.
When I got
but
into dirt bikes, I was trying to find one, and they were
Service
just hard to
interval
come
on
by.
those?
Service interval's longer than the Honda.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
I'm gonna make I like to do an out of the box suggestion. I haven't found one for sale here yet, but hear me out. The SWM 500R.
Okay.
That's
So
the one
what-
that Mikey had. SWM is a Chinese company
Hmm.
that bought the name of one old motorcycle company called SWM that made trials bikes. And then they bought the toolings of the Husqvarna 500 dirt bike and now make a brand new old bike. Well, it's like a 10 or 15-year-old bike at this
Right.
point. But so it's not like vintage. But like I found a 2019 SWM that's been supermotoed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like $5,000. But it's a plated 500cc dirt bike.
That's kind of appealing.
well, but hang on. I mean, but you'd have to unsupermoto it.
Well, not this one.
Right. but
Mikey's was just a Husky plated dirt bike.
I don't think they're that much new. They're not.
They're about that much because it's old toolings and a Chinese company. But fun bike. They're just harder to find. If it needs parts, it's a Husky.
Okay.
But KTM
So,
500.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Are
Yeah, the
KTMs.
EXC.
and then it has Husqvarna and Gas sibling, as I recall.
Can we talk a little bit about
Hmm.
KTM right now?
Well, hold on.
Because I would not buy a KTM right now.
Well,
You need to figure out
hold on.
what's going on because there's
you
a
don't.
lot of changes going
So-
on at KTM right now.
Right now in Santa Cruz for $3,600
Hmm.
is a 2010 KTM 450 plated dirt bike.
Interesting.
450 dirt bike.
Okay.
That's a ripper right there.
Yeah.
Now, I said hold on because this is an older model, so you don't have to worry about getting parts because there's
Right.
going to be a bit
Yeah,
of parts.
there'll
for-
be a bunch of aftermarket parts out there and
Yeah.
the proven ones. But yeah, anything newer KTM, I just
disagree.
hesitate for a little while.
But
We heard about there were some radiator issues.
Oh yes.
So
I'm gonna send this one to you, Neal. But I would say don't rule out a KTM dirt bike.
Okay.
A KTM plated dirt bike.
KTM or Husqvarna or Gas.
Yeah, Gas Cast will be newer,
Yeah.
but not to say that the DRZ isn't a great just all around bike,
Right.
but these go up to 11.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
Rip and snort.
oh yeah, if you
Oh,
if you haven't ridden a KTM 500 somewhere, ride it. They're light, they're powerful, they're
Okay.
can be they're either bomb proof as heck or they're problematic. It seems like one or the other.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's a 2010, so I mean, it's probably going to meet your standards of what you need in a dirt bike. Maybe not, a young buck who's looking for something to race or.
So for listeners at home, I started out riding dirt bikes as a 10-year-old and laid off from that. And then I picked it up again in my early 20s. I started out on a KDX 200, then moved up to a 250 CR Husky and then a CR 250. So, two strokes pretty much. And I had a KLR 650 for a while. So I'm not like an unfamiliar dirt bike rider. And
Mhm.
I have some expectations calibrated based on that experience of riding a 220, 230 pound dirt bike. And so I'm a little bit sensitive to something that, is over 300 pounds. I'd like to keep it under 300 pounds for something that's dual sport capable. So that kind of narrows it down. It rules out, basically all the middleweights and all the 2-cylinder 450s and all that.
Something I'll throw out there just because of where we live. If you're ever over the hill in San Jose, swing by Santa Clara Cycle Accessories.
Oh, yeah.
They have a ton of used dirt bikes.
Yeah. I actually looked at a DRZ 400 there.
Yeah, and they're cool
2016, and we've talked about, that it's a consignment, and it's priced a little high for what it was.
Okay.
Although it was very clean.
The other brand I'm going to recommend you look at, and again, this is a recommendation that I would say don't take my advice, but if just you're throwing something else into the mix to consider, and I know Emma's going to scoff as soon as I say this, but I think this might work for you. Maybe look at what CSC has to offer. I know.
Do you want to make it home?
Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, if you want an adventure,
they make very small, like adventure type bikes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Now, normally I'd say stay away. It's a Chinese bike. However, we had somebody who came by the garage one time. What are you two doing? You're so disruptive kids in the classroom.
I'm sorry. I don't even know how to describe
I
it.
just sent him a picture. And it's a still from Jaws. And they've taken out the shark and put Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's the shark, and there's what's his name from E.T. or from
Who has
Close Encounters.
Yes.
It's like, anyway.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard
Dreyfuss is on the back of the boat, and it's Gary Busey. Sorry.
So here's why I recommend CSC. So we had a listener who came by, and he had an RV, and he had a CSC on the back, and I'm like, oh, you're actually testing this. And he's like, oh, yeah, I love it. And he's doing all sorts of stuff with it. And I say, yeah, but it's Chinese, isn't it? Break all the time? He goes, here's the thing. Parts are really cheap.
Huh.
And they're plentiful. And this is the thing about some of these Chinese brands. The parts are very cheap and easy to replace. And he's like, I do all my work myself. So when like the reg goes out or something, it's been easy to get.
But they're not plentiful out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I was going to say. Because when you're doing the sort of stuff that Jim does,
you don't,
and you don't want to be 40 miles away from base camp and have a dirt cheap reg go out.
Yeah, or clutch. Yeah, what anything.
Or anything go out.
Yeah,
right.
especially that kind of stuff.
So so my diet, I've had a steady diet of Japanese motorcycles, so
and
that also calibrates my expectations.
And I think that is going to bring home the bacon in your case.
Okay. All right. So WR250, CRF.
Yeah, that
Japanese.
That kind of thing. And you are going to be
KLX 300.
You're going to be looking for power.
Yeah.
Particularly on a WR250 or the CRF 300.
Yeah, you will be.
You're going to be looking for power. But for technical stuff, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, and for instance, CSC has a TT250 Dual Sport. Here's one, a 2021 for $2,100.
And it is worth precisely that.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at bikes, they may have something to offer you, and it's a little 250 Enduro.
Okay.
And they're cheap.
Right.
And you have the skill to be able to fix and maintain stuff. So I'm just saying, normally I wouldn't recommend it. I'm about to kick you two. I am about to.
Well,
I need things to throw. What, Bagel?
But I also have a total out of the box suggestion, and then this may not be.
You gotta pause. Look out! I'm going out the window.
Jesus.
Oh my God! Watch out!
So I'm listening. Bagel, lay it on me.
I'm sorry. I'll be good.
Continue.
Go ahead, Bagel.
Okay. So
He's a distractible boy.
For a totally out of the box suggestion, and this probably will not work for what you want to do, Neal. But if you're willing to avoid the baby head rocks and the deep crevices and the silt and the sand, consider getting a Vespa P200 with extended shocks and a frame brace to rip around with some knobby tires on because I think you might find it a lot more fun than you expect.
So Jim, you've seen me ride. What would be your take on that?
I can't hear bagels, so I'm not sure.
I don't know why you can't hear.
I can hear him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. But what was Bagel's take on your riding?
So he suggested a 200 Vespa that has extended shocks, and if I was willing to avoid narrow crevices and baby heads and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. No, it's a terrible idea, but yeah.
I mean, it would be a lot of work to get it to that point to be able to take it on those kind of rides. But that's what I'm. So one of these days going to do one of my bikes.
So Bagel, I grew up riding at Carnegie, and Carnegie has lots of baby heads and narrow rocky trails, and that kind of stuff. So that's a kind of a baseline expectation for me is to be able to have a narrow bike with appropriate clearance and appropriately sized tires.
Sure. And
if I want to launch it and do that kind of stuff and play motocrosser, I want to be able to do that a little bit too.
Well, you can launch a P200. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but if you need the big wheels, you need the big wheels.
Yeah.
But I think what you're going to have to do, Neal, is really, really, really focus in and have a very serious talk with yourself about exactly what you want this bike for, because this isn't a replacement for the DL.
No,
this is an addition. So.
Well, I'm planning to replace the DL with something different as well.
Right. But nevertheless, this particular bike is a standalone bike. So you can say, this is exactly what I want to do with it.
That's
I want it to be short course. I want it to be technical. I need it to be agile. I need do. And it's like I say, it's a very simple equation. And it's unfortunate. The more capable it's going to be on the trail, the harder work it's going to be on the freeway.
It is. And there's, like I said, if I have to ride 100 miles, an hour and a half, 2 hours in the saddle to get to where I'm going. And if I get a little monkey butt from that, then that's that, that's part of the deal.
Patience. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Scotty, he was on that Honda 650L, did like 350 miles one day.
Yeah.
So it's just what you can endure. But I'm telling you, when the riding gets funky in the dirt, you want the lightest, most capable dirt bike specific thing that you can, and you'll be willing to trade a half an hour of.
All right.
Yeah.
My final recommendation is going full circle back to the DRZ 400. I think if you can get a DRZ 400 and be able to kit it out like a 690 Enduro with maybe some side panniers to put soft luggage on and a little luggage rack and a little extended little windshield just to get a little more. I think if you turn to DRZ 400 and more of like an enduro, might be a great bike.
I've already got that soft bag that I got from here that I used when John and I did our Lost Coast tour.
Okay.
So that would be okay on a DRZ 400 or a giant loop bag set or something like that.
Yeah. Well, Liati and Josh ride DRZ 400s in the desert, and if you can eat up sand all day long,
they're great bikes.
Yeah.
Just getting it set up to be a little more roadworthy as well.
I would say the seat is the number one thing, but yeah.
Seat concepts
yes,
all the
seat
way.
Concepts.
But the only disadvantage, we've already figured, they're great bikes, they're popular bikes, they hold their value extremely well. Finding a cheap one is not easy.
Right.
I believe that. Your next question will be inner tubes or moose bibs or something in between.
Well, since...
Drilled out moose bibs.
Drilled out moose bibs at 1.5 PSI. Yeah.
Yeah. So going by what Emma stated a while back about moose bibs is that you don't really want to do those on the road. Yeah.
No, you don't want to mess around with a moose bib. And what I would do is I would run heavy duty tubes and rim locks. Rim locks are going to be your friend.
Rim locks.
The 99% of dirt bike tire problems are pressure related.
Sure.
And I've seen so many, and I'm not saying 99% of them, but a huge percent of them where the valve stem's just torn out. Because the tire spun, because there's no pressure in it. So if you invest in a set of good quality Motion Pro rim locks,
Mhm.
bead locks.
Okay.
Here's a little top tip, at least in my opinion, could be wrong. But as your backup tube, I would not get a heavy duty tube.
Oh,
Because
because
if you're in the shit and you
Mhm.
got to change a tube, I've seen people wrestle with heavy duty tubes and it's horrible.
oh, they are horrible.
Yeah.
True.
And a light duty tube, it'll just
It'll
get
get you
you-
down the road. Yeah.
get you down
Right.
the road and get you out of the.
Yeah.
That
Just
is
don't pinch
very
it.
smart advice, Jim.
Okay. All right. So part 2 of this is a replacement for my road bike.
You didn't say that.
Hayabusa.
No,
But you
I did-
love the V-Strom. Why
I-
do you need to replace it?
That's a very good question.
Because you have the itch?
I do have the itch.
Ah.
So the other
Tell me you won the lottery without telling me you won
That's
the
right.
lottery.
no, I haven't. But yeah, so the other part of my motorcycling background is, I've had sport bikes and sport touring bikes, and I kind of VFR, too big and too heavy for me.
Okay.
I want something smaller. Again, my V-Strom is a decent weight. It's 500 pounds full of gas, but I'm thinking something, like a middleweight.
Versus 650.
No, sportier.
Sportier.
What's a fair,
Was a VFR?
Street triple.
Wait, hold on. The VFR in an 800? Doesn't that come in an 800?
Yeah, that's an 800. But that's
supposed to be a really nice bike.
Yeah, but I already have something that is, capable of gobbling up the miles.
But you needed to be comfortable for 2 up, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. I
This
just
is-
assume you need
No.
to do 2 up.
No, if I were to do something that would be comfortable for 2 up, I would get something even bigger. I'd start.
I like a street triple because of your stature, your riding
Yeah.
style, you're quick. I mean, you want a street triple with some leathers would be
All right.
ripping.
Can I throw out, this is not sporty,
Right.
but hear me out. Triumph Tiger. The triples are so much fun. And on that same
Like John
token,
has.
the Triumph, what's the one that you have?
Trident.
The Trident, the new Tridents?
Yeah.
Really cool.
Hmm.
There's a lot of Triumphs, but the
Mhm.
Triumph Tiger is a comfortable, upright.
But it's like what he has now.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I mean,
but that's-
more or
but-
less.
But it's a triple.
We're not all as excited about the triple as you are.
I am.
I like the idea of a triple, but I'm not.
It's a little sportier feel.
I'm not so interested in an upright bike as much. I'm
Mm.
something sportier.
Well, you get the
Speed triple is
Well,
Speed
check out that-
triple Ninja 600, obviously.
No, but the line of Triumph bikes and that
so
Trident,
remember what we rode at Laguna Seca, and
the mini bikes.
not the Pap. I didn't ride a Papio. You rode that.
Is it Benelli?
No,
Oh, the CF Moto, the 600.
675.
Yeah.
Yeah, 675 SS. So that kind of
Mhm.
appeals to me.
Hmm.
Little light,
Interesting.
agile, 3-cylinder. Middleweight.
How would you consider a 0 SRF?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
If money was no object and I wanted an electric, I'd be, my search would begin and end with the Verge, especially the new one that's coming out.
Mm.
Ooh.
Right?
You don't want to step up to a leader bike? Not that it's stepping up, it's just a different experience.
Like a Gixxer 1000?
Anything 1000.
Mm.
They're intoxicating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you thinking like an R1 or an R7?
An
Are you the one to
R7
go like
would be cool.
R7?
like you want to
Yeah.
go
Or is it like the MT-07 now?
like
I can't remember.
an actual sport bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that 07 that's a twin, right? That thing
Yeah, it
sounds
is.
great.
Yeah. R7 or maybe an MT-07.
Would you be interested in something like a Husqvarna? Is it the Vitpillen that's the 700?
701.
The
I
701?
think
It's a
we're
Because that's something I'm just thinking like outside the box kind of stuff.
yeah, but we're back in the same territory that any modern KTM, Husqvarna, gas. Just be very careful of dropping all your money on it until
mean,
we see where the dust settles.
Look at
with
that!
this.
Look at that Trident
Right.
behind you, Emma. On
Oh
the
yeah,
wall. That's a
right.
good looking bike
Well, how are the speed triples? I'm not
right there.
I don't
Oh,
buy
yeah.
Triumphs, but are the speed triples a reliable
Yeah.
good bike? I think they look cool
Well,
for like a Street Fighter look.
The little ones, the street triple.
Okay.
You've got the street triple,
Mhm.
and then you've got the Speed Triple, the big one.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want sporty bikes now, you should consider a Daytona.
Mm.
That's the Daytona is pretty much the middleweight sport bike.
And that's a triple.
Oh yeah,
Triumph has a lot of really good
Okay.
bikes. I have Triumph on the mind, I know, but I'm just reminded of what great bikes they make. And I don't know why, but I kind of think of them as more mature riders. I'm more drawn to them than the younger people who are buying Ninjas and stuff like that.
I definitely qualify.
Yeah.
It's more mature. Well,
There's a lot of
emotionally, I'm
options.
18 years old, so there's that.
Well,
but yeah, it's. I know this whole sport touring thing. I mean, it's what draws you in. Out of all the bikes I own, the one I will never
Rufus.
is get rid of is Rufus,
You know,
because it's just
ooh.
it's such a joy to ride.
What about one of the retro, the classic?
no, he
sports?
wants something more sporty. I thought about the Kawasaki
tell you
900,
what.
but
You can walk into Gilroy
You mean
Motorcycle.
Like the Z900 or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool bikes.
You can walk into Gilroy Motorcycles right now, and Greg will sell you a Gixxer 600 for stupid money.
Out of the box performance.
Oh, and
Yeah. I
proven.
mean, why would you not want that, actually?
And
Yeah.
that's-
The only thing I'll throw out there, is there a V-twin because of the narrower profile
mhm.
that he should consider?
not necessarily a V twin. You know, the new 800 parallel twin is very good. You know, I like Suzuki stuff,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but you know, it's budgetary.
Yeah, but
You
the
know?
Gixxer 800, that sounds like a great. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Gixxer 600.
Get the Gixxer 600.
Get a
Yeah.
Gixxer.
Well, I mean, you know, you're riding a bike that's been around in one form or another for 30 years.
What is it, the like K6 engine or something they call it? Or is that the bigger one?
No,
That's the leader bike?
it's basically a K. God, what are they up to? Not K12.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Been around a long time.
it's been around, but
And always considered the best out of the box kind of.
yeah, I mean, you know, it's a punchy bike, and God, do they sound good
Yeah, you'll get laid.
for sure.
All right. Well,
It's a panty dropper, I believe is the correct term. Is that right?
Not the sniffer,
if you want to go
the dropper.
bike shopping any day, I'd love to go for a ride with you, either to like Gilroy or
All right.
San Jose.
Come to
Let's go look at some
Sunnyvale.
bikes.
Come to
Yeah.
Sunnyvale. Get some dim sum.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get some emails read. I have one here from, I'm going to try and say this right, Raniera. I hope it's pronounced Raniero, who says, just wanted to say, absolutely love the podcast. I listen 2 hours a day
Good Lord.
on the way to work and on the way home.
Lot of mercy.
Nice.
I've been riding a motorcycle for just 1 year now, and in that time, your podcast has made riding motorcycles even more of a pleasure to be a part of this community. I love that people feel like they're part of this community.
Well, they
That's
are.
great. I know. I love that. I'm currently wanting to get a motorcycle mechanic apprenticeship, which has proven a lot more harder than any other job I have gone for. But in the meantime, I have purchased 2 project bikes to teach myself the ins and outs of basic motorcycle mechanics. The first one is an XVS 650, a 2009.
Okay.
Which I got as a steal of a marketplace for $489.
That is cheap.
It has a lot of surface rust of the frame, which I've already stripped the bike to the frame and sent off to get blasted and painted. The only other thing that needed doing is the front forks that are pitted. So I got a new set on the way. Should be fun putting it all back together at the same time, cleaning and respraying to be fully blacked out build with a peanut tank. That'll be interesting.
Cool.
Not a fan of the big tank. The other bike is a 2000 SV650S track bike that I picked up for $350. Wow. With a starting issue, I've already made a start on getting it back up and running this week. So hopefully nothing too major to tackle there. I also have a CF Moto 450 Ibex. Good choice.
Golf clap.
a VTR 250, a Honda Rebel 500, and another SV650S, as well as an 03 Sportster. That is a well-rounded garage right there. Anyways, I just wanted to say again that I love the podcast. Please never stop. And I always look forward to my trips to work to hear all your voices and knowledge. I'll send before and after photos of when both bikes are up and running. Till next time, cool.
Oh,
Nice.
Good reference.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great selection. And the only thing you need to add to that is a scooter, right, Bagel?
Indeed.
And
At the very least, a buddy.
Yeah, so that'll get you laid if you have a scooter.
Emma, you got one to read?
Oh, I do indeed. And this is from Kurt Adams.
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt.
Aloha, Misfits. As I sit down to write this email, it is very much not aloha weather. With the current temperature sitting around minus 29.
Oh.
Oh,
Yuck. That is in the great white north of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alas,
yeah.
it is I, the strange creature known as Kurt. Minus 29. Dear.
That's brutal.
Having just listened to last week's episode, Miss Emma demanded to know what everyone was looking forward to riding and enjoying once the weather gets slightly warmer. That's right, I did, and I want to hear about it now. So here's my dutiful details as requested. A few months ago, I emailed in about my newfound love of a 1984 Honda Nighthawk S that was making my enjoyment of rural Wisconsin even more enjoyable throughout this past summer.
That's the 700?
Yes.
Yes, I like those.
Yes. But there's been an update.
Those were the Terrafears.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
But it's a really cool looking bike.
Yeah, I remember those.
Cut to the bike that is
Shaft drive.
currently waiting for me to swing over a leg over this spring, having only ridden it a grand total of once before winter began to rear its ugly head. Bop, bop, bop. And now for the grand reveal. 1976 Honda Goldwing.
Oh.
What's a 29-year-old
naked.
doing with that? I hear you all saying. But really, I blame you all. After hearing Miss Emma and others wax lyrical about the joys of Goldwing for years, I couldn't resist the opportunity when I found one on that dreaded hellscape that is Facebook Marketplace. It is the Wild West, isn't
Yeah,
it?
a friend of mine had one of those of that vintage that was the super sport model.
Well,
Yeah, it was a sweet bike.
so this is the LTD. It's an extremely pretty bike. The only question I have is this. Dear Emma, dear Miss Emma, will I come to regret what I've done? No, you won't. It's an absolutely fabulous bike. Now look, Honda Goldwings are really quite schizophrenic bikes, especially the very early ones. They were actually marketed as sport bikes. What you've got in your 76, you've got 86 horsepower, bucket loads of torque. Yes, it's a porker, but a lot of bikes back then were porkers. What you're going to end up with is a very tractable, smooth, and predictable handling bike. You're not going to be running down ninjas in it, but boy, you're going to have some fun. And after your Nighthawk Nightshirt S, I think you're really going to find this quite gentlemanly to ride. And it's so handsome. So this is the LTD.
Let's see.
It's burgundy with gold rims. And this is
It's like boomer
God,
burgundy.
I love gold rims.
completely stock.
Oh.
Are there any?
Wow.
Are there any wear items like
pass that
with
around.
that
That's beautiful.
year Goldwing that he should be keeping an eye on?
Well,
or
you know,
listening for?
it's the usual suspects. You know,
It
That
has a
looks
timing belt.
So good.
tires
Oh,
wear
yeah.
out.
It's
Put
sweet.
timing belts in it. You know, brake hoses get a bit.
It's a great looking bike.
Oh, isn't it? Forks get a bit wobbly. You know,
Usual
but
stuff. Nothing in particular.
I would expect that not to have a huge amount of miles on it.
Yeah.
You know, the naked bikes tend to suffer better than the later fared ones because
Naked bike.
yeah, I know you're still laughing about that.
Naked and wet.
The one real weakness of Honda Goldwings, all the 4-cylinder bikes, funnily enough, the 1200 suffered from this the most, were weak stators. And in order to replace the stator, you've got to drop the engine.
Yeah.
And the reason the stators go out is people load them up with all these accessories and then put the cheapest of the cheapo Filippo battery in it. And the regulator rectifier basically has a tantrum and gives the stator a heart attack. And you got to pull the engines. So the naked bikes, because they're not being overtaxed, generally tend to fare better. But the one piece of advice I would give you, Kurt, is pull the left-hand side panel off it, and you'll see a big plug with 3 yellow wires running through it. They're pretty heavy-duty wires. Pull the plug apart and look for any kind of burning, because the 3 yellow wires is the main harness to the alternator. And if you're going to encounter alternator problems, that's your bellwether. When you look at that plug, if it's starting to burn, get it fixed. You buy repair kits. You can buy the female part of the plastic molding, and all the new metal parts. And it's an afternoon's job to do it properly. But, keep that in good condition, because if you burn out your alternator, oh dear, the engine's coming out. And you don't want to drop an engine out.
So while he's got that plug off, should he check like coil resistance?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, I'm guessing this thing literally has no miles on it. It certainly looks like it. I mean, it's even got the clear coat on the fork legs. It's amazing, beautiful bike. So, look at that side panel badge.
Nice. All right. You got one there to read, Neal?
Yes. I have an email from, from Six Bike Garage, our friend.
Hey, Jason.
And from Jason. It says, hey, all, Liza, hoping you had a fantastic trip across the pond. Writing to tell you about an interesting project a friend dropped off at my garage. They want me to see if I can get it running. I'm hopeful, but not super optimistic, especially after learning that the electronic ignition was designed by Lucas and is prone to failure.
Oh, no.
I wonder if Miss Emma can guess what bike it might be if I give a couple of clues. So this is kind of a sneaky Ask Emma here. Even though Lucas designed the ignition system, it isn't a British bike. I was told that the styling was intended to be a direct competitor to the Norton Commando High Rider.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
The engine case cover were perhaps designed by someone who couldn't set their French curve, who couldn't find their set of French curves and drew it all up with straight edges.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Right.
I'm not sure about the High Rider comparison, though. I mean, I think it was of the time. It's a little bit sportier than a High Rider. But nevertheless, yeah, it's a Ducati 860 GTS. Very peculiar looking thing.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, and interestingly styled, shall we say. The best description of a vintage Ducati. I was friends with a mechanic who used to work exclusively on Italian bikes. And he said, we had this Ducati 860 come in the shop. And I took the headlight off and it vomited multicolour spaghetti all over the front fender.
Goodness.
I mean, the electrics are appalling on them.
Push rod?
No, bevel gear.
Yeah.
Bevel drive.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
It looks yeah, okay.
Yeah,
An amazing thing. But
pre-rubber band.
Pre-rubber band engines. All current Ducati engines go back to the Dharmas. Not Dharmas, the Panthers.
Right.
But the GTSs and the Dharmas were the last bevel drive. So they're gloriously engineered bikes. And of course, if you have a bevel drive Ducati, you always wanted to put that little window on the back so you could see the gears spinning around, which I did on my 750 GT. But the cases on those 860s were just gruesome looking. They really were. Anyway.
Jim, you got an email?
No, I think there's more.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you haven't guessed yet, I've also included a picture of the fuse box, which is looking a little grim. Allegedly, it hasn't been run in 40 years.
Oh.
Good luck, Jason. We'll come back to it. Okay, so moving on from that, you may have already figured it out, but I'll give you another moment to think about it while I update on a different project I've been working on.
Mhm.
About a year and a half ago, I picked up a Suzuki GSX 600F as a quick project.
A teapot.
Yeah. After fighting with a couple of persistent problems that I couldn't figure out, wouldn't rev to the moon at idle until I backed out the idle adjuster far enough that it would die, and it was overcharging the battery. I kept trying to find air leaks for the revving and an eBay alternator, and neither problem was solved, so I hid it in the shame shed so I wouldn't have to look at it. A couple of months ago, I had another idea about one of the problems, and I pulled it out to try it again. It didn't work, and I found myself looking at it every day again until I got it to a fish or cut bait moment, and I decided to keep trying. 2 weeks ago, I finally got it running and charging the battery correctly. Yay! Third alternator, and apparently the mix screw needs to be set out even further than I would have assumed. 4 turns for the
Whoa.
mixture screw. That's a lot. Sounds like it's clogged.
No, that means some of the early ones. Yeah,
Okay.
they can go 3.5 out,
All
3.5, 4 out.
Okay.
It's not a mixture screw; it's a volume screw.
Yeah. So now I'm motivated to keep going. I rebuilt the fork and on the brakes. I think it is just cosmetics after this, and I can't wait for the first test ride. So back to the mystery bike. We already established it's an 860 GTE. My fingers crossed I can get it running, and I want to give it a test ride, but I have a lot to learn about this one. Cheers, Jason from Six Bike Garage in Seattle.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks, Jason. All right, Jim.
I got one from Malcolm titled Crocodiles.
Oh,
Make it snappy.
Malcolm.
Swamp puppies.
Dear Misfits, thank you for your podcast. It's Spike on a Bike in Nashville. Sounds quite Dracula-like. I sent a letter introducing myself a few months ago, but I think it may have been too damn long to read on air because you didn't. You jerks.
Could be.
No, I'm kidding. Briefly, I'm a forensic neuropsychologist.
Dear God.
Just a brief about that. Who started writing last year at the age of 63. Had my reasons. I'm reaching out to you to share a simple idea. A wise friend recently told me that he was no longer a beginner the day he stopped blaming car drivers for any near misses on the road. Even when it's not your fault, it's your fault. Which I think is
Always the biker's fault.
Which is good advice. Because cars don't care. But he took it a step further, being the forensic neuropsychologist that he is. So far, I have not had a single close call on my Triumph. Correction, so far I've had several hundred close calls, but I've not been able to actively prevent, or I've been able to actively prevent them from becoming serious ones. So using his cognitive science background, science, I've devised a mental maneuver to use around traffic. I convinced myself I am not riding a motorcycle among automobiles. I am instead swimming in crocodile-infected waters. So he goes into the neuropsychologist part of it, that they're not hungry or hunting for me. They have no intention or ambition to be predictable or law-abiding, and they certainly don't adhere to any social contract, Emma. They are wild animals. When a crocodile is coming in the other direction, it may not signal or wait for me to pass, turning left in front of me, or try to bite me. Why would I ever expect it to? It's crocodile. Page 2. This mindset also prevents any road rage because you don't personally get offended by a crocodile. You don't gesture at it. You don't chase it down to explain your feelings. It's a crocodile. You just don't swim next to its mouth. Anyway, helps him calmly roll off the throttle at every intersection like it's a trap, and still no teeth marks. So ride safe, use your mind. Your supporter and friend, Spike on a Bike.
Hey, Spike.
And
Thanks.
very smart advice.
Yes.
And I feel perhaps should find its way to be included some way with the stoic rider.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Bagel has one there. Before you go in, Emma, what are those next to you? Are those more unread emails?
Those are 2 unread emails who I haven't assigned yet. So I think those are going to go for next week.
All right.
Yes.
All right, Bagel, hit us.
Okay. I have an email here from Eric Devard. It is subject spring ride plus little bit of sports
So
rule.
where is Eric from?
You
Eric
can't
writes,
tell?
hello from the wet Netherlands again.
From the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I last emailed you, but last time I emailed you, I told you I was in between buying an older Sportster or waiting for the Royal Enfield Super Meteor to be released.
Oh.
Well, Royal Enfield kept pushing the release back, then, so needless to say, I went for the Sportster. Now, I think it's an amazing yellow, and I think yellow is the best color for motorcycles. I know some of you would disagree with me, but this is someone who also thinks that black is the best color for bikes, so what would they know? No, I'm not butthurt about it at all. What makes you say that?
Wait, who thinks black is the best color?
Depends on the bike.
I just know I
So,
hate the yellow bikes.
XCLR can't be any other color than black. I'm just looking at it right there. So, yeah.
Okay.
However,
But yellow, 400 CB 404.
No yellow.
That was lovely in yellow. Those are beautiful in yellow. The Super Sports, those 1970s bikes, wonderful
All
in
right,
yellow.
but you got. I know that yellow Sportster. There's a model of it in here somewhere. I will find it. Go ahead, Bagel.
however, even if the Sportster is to me the best bike I've owned so far, it's not the best. It's not the bike I'm most psyched to ride this spring.
No.
I've been working a chopper-inspired monkey bike project.
Well, there you go.
I've had this Chinese monkey bike since I was around 20, and it has gone through a few transformations, but this one will be the most extensive and hopefully the last. You can check it out in my ADV rider post, and you look up Honda Monkey Chopper.
Okay.
It might not be burly, and it might not be fast, but I just know it. I will be grinning ear to ear when bopping around with this thing when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Scotty would be all about that, but to me, it sounds like seemed good.
Look at this. Honda Monkey Chopper.
Nice.
Looks good.
Yeah.
That's
It actually kind of works.
Now, I have only been able to do this because I have a buddy with a fully decked workshop, and I have been able to learn so much. What you guys do by teaching other people how to work on their bike is amazing, and I wish every rider had this opportunity. I'm having a blast, and I'm sure turning wrenches is making me a better rider, whether it's on my mini bike or on my Sportster. Keep doing what you do. You're the best. I hope to meet you all if I ever make it to the other side of the pond. Hunda, Eric.
Well, what a lovely email. Thank you, Eric.
I want to say, I'm looking up Honda Monkey Choppers. This is totally a thing. This is a thing. People are chopping. Then it looks fun. They're like mini choppers. To me, that's the right formula. Instead of dumping a lot of money into a big Harley chopper thing that loses its value and is dated, these are small, dumb, and fun.
Yeah.
It's all the right combination of things. I love it.
So you think a Papio would, be a good
Sure. Chop it up.
Yeah.
Who cares? Right? Awesome.
Put more LED trickery on it.
I love it.
Got to have that Nyan cat on the side.
I love it.
Do
send us photos. I want to see more of what you're doing there.
So it needs a Nyan cat. Just saying.
So, Neal, I've decided your bike is one of these two Hondas up here that we have on the wall. I think those are two good options, those red ones. I'll have you take a look at them.
Okay.
But I've decided, so it must be. Hey, real quick, who wants to go to one show with me first weekend of May?
I would like to.
Bagel, Emma?
Yeah, I'm going to join you.
Yes. Jim, you're out.
I'm out.
Neal, you're out.
I'm in England.
Well, let's see if any of our Misfit community wants to come to one show. Let us know if you're coming. And
Steph's up there. Maybe they want to join you.
Exactly. I was just asking Scotty if she wants to come. So yeah, working on getting a good group there. But let us know where you're going to be. And I think we're all looking for some events to go to. I know Stumpy John's like, I want to try something new. So let us know.
He should totally go.
What events you're going to, and we'll see if we'll come.
Back in the day, long before my time, the Misfits always used to have a little group went down to Born Free.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Mikey 3 times used to do that.
And
so what is that?
Born Free, it's a very Southern California thing.
It's where Mike
builder.
took my daughter at 15 and got her first tattoo. I reminded him of that this past weekend.
It's a custom bike.
Extravaganza.
It leans more towards chopper than the one show, which leans more towards everything.
But it's a very, very laid back sort of Southern California event. It's very SoCal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good scene.
Yeah.
Because the whole LA scene is wonderful. I've always enjoyed it down there.
Well, it gives me an excuse to visit my niece.
There you go.
So let us know what events you're going to. You can send that to motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com.
Those guys.
Or you can also just go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and click on Contact Us. It all comes to me.
Log on with your log.
Yeah. But I know it's February. A lot of people are deep in the snow right now, especially with the storms that have been hitting back east, all the ice. Ooh. But this is the perfect time to be thinking about those projects and what's down the road and where you're going to be going. So let us know.
Yeah. But, back when I was in England, in a sort of perverse way, I always enjoyed the winter because I took so much pleasure in building bikes as well as riding them. Winter time this is when your ideas were all, when you're coming up with ideas and you're building and you're getting it ready. And, here I am somewhere where we can ride 12 months of the year, but I still love a winter build. It just so happens this year it's my Packard.
It's a Buick.
Oh, the Packard, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Packard.
Oh, I heard the Packard today.
Yeah.
I heard a video of the Packard.
Sounds like a B-29 taking
yes,
off.
it does.
Yeah, straight eights are quite something. I mean, that's a noise that hasn't been heard for like 70 years.
Yeah, the power was
I've heard
surprising.
that noise right after you eat Indian food.
Yes.
It's the same sound.
Oof. That's my gin and vindaloo diet.
Oh, God. All right, time to get out of here.
Vindapoo.
Hey, big thanks, Patreon subscribers.
Yes.
We've had somebody just upped their subscription. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
that is
thank you,
so generous of you. And send us your suggestions of what you want to hear us talk about.
Exactly.
There you go.
I mean, we do this for you. So if there's ever been something, wish they'd talk about that, or wish they'd, start a conversation about that, write in, let us know.
Let us know.
Oh, quick reminder, we got the Hollister Rally coming up.
We do. What is the date?
It is the second week in April.
Thank you.
April.
Yes.
So
You can go
16th through the
to,
18th.
I believe, misfitsrally.org. Sign up for that. And
What are we doing about accommodation this year, Liza?
You still have the same tent and cot I bought you before.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Talk
No
to Mike Miranda.
appreciation.
Talk to Mike Miranda.
No appreciation.
Can rent
I
space in
bought
his trailer.
her a tent and cot.
Yeah, no, I think I might stay in Mike's Luxo
Yes,
trailer.
find a
this
trailer.
time.
Then I'll take that tent and cot for Wendy. She needs some.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome. So thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. We appreciate it. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
It's Emma, darling.
It's Neal.
Make it Jim.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool. Cola.